But the DLC, the first one they put on, the robot one, is crap. It's awful. I waited and I was like, oh, DLC! I was in a friend's and he said, oh, the DLC's out today. I was like, DLC! And I played it, and let's give you an idea. Sneezing. To give you an idea, I've played shit down. I came home because I was in his house, and he informed me about the DLC's release. And I said, "Oh, I got it on Steam, so it shouldn't take me too long because his internet sucks." So I said, "I got it on Steam, so it shouldn't take me too long to download when I get home." And I got home, and Steam had already downloaded it, pre-downloaded it, because Steam is Steam. And that was at 10:30. And the little mission that is actually in the game itself, I'd finished by 15:15. I'd finished by about midnight. I'm not even that. I think it was about 20 to midnight. It took me about an hour to complete the actual mission itself. And then the robots that you can build suck. I mean, they suck balls. And I was looking at them going, oh, is that it? I actually had a mod on Fallout 4 that allowed me to do the same thing, but better. It's insane. I know the next one, the next two don't look good at all. I know there's an arena, and I hate arenas. I never play the arena kind of things. Don't do that. So, and then the one after that is just, I think, if I remember rightly, it's just like a add-on thing. But then the fourth one is the actual, what I would call Shimmering Isles add-on. The Point Lookout. What would be the equivalent in New Vegas? I don't know, they all were really good in New Vegas, all the DLCs. I suppose the one with the biggest landmass addition wasn't the pit. I didn't like the pit. I hated the pit so much on Fallout. No, the pit was in Fallout 3, wasn't it? I hated the pit in Fallout 3. I hated it. For the exact same reason. I hated the pit because who you were supposed to side with, the slaves, I couldn't stand. I hated them. I thought the slaves were assholes. And the bad guys, the slavers, who you were supposed to not side with, I liked. I thought they were decent people. And I was like, oh. So I would always side with the head slaver, and then the game would go, negative karma. I'd be like, no, shouldn't have negative karma, because okay, he's a slaver, but all of his ideas and all of the things he's working for are reasonably decent. And the guy who runs the bloody slaves is a complete ass. I mean, whatever his name was, he's really, really unlikable. And the slaves kill everybody. So if you side with the slaves and kill, I can't even remember the main guy's name, Ash or something or whatever his name is, the head slaver. If you kill him and take the baby, then all the slaves kill everybody. It's like, why did you kill the shop owners? I haven't got a shop to trade with now. But if you side with the slavers and don't free the slaves, then everybody survives. It's like they practically don't kill anybody. I didn't like the pit. I hated it. Well, the only time I played Fallout 3 and got negative karma. I'm still trying to think. What were the New Vegas DLCs? My favourite was the Mad Scientist, the B-movie one with the brains and the jazz. That's my favourite. I love that DLC. The Wanderer, the Lone Wanderer one, where you are the other courier, where you have to go to the caravan and there's the other courier there. Or is that Fallout 3? There's a DLC for Fallout 3 I never finished. No, it's... Oh, so confusing. Yeah, it's the one where you go and you get attacked by the... You go as a caravan guard and you get attacked at the beginning. I never finished it. I swear it's for New Vegas. Because the guy that... he's with the raiders and you have to... He helps you fight off the people who are attacking you. And then you have to talk to him. Well, for some reason he was shooting at me and I shot him. And then the game said, oh, well done, you failed. Because you killed him. And I was like, what? He was shooting at me. So, yeah, I never finished it. Kind of bugged me after that. The one for New Vegas was... The one I never finished for New Vegas was the courier one. Oh, is that the same one? Ah, no, the other courier sort of asks you to come and see him in that, or like challenges you, and I never did it. I don't know why. I'm so confused now. I'm so confused. Which one was which? I liked Mothership Zeta in Fallout 3. I don't know why everybody hated it. I loved it. I thought it was a good thing. However, I do mod it to open all the doors, because each time you come out of an area, it gets locked. Well, my hoarding RPG nature hates that, because what I used to do, because each time you go to a section of the ship, you get so much loot that you could never carry it. So what you do is you put it somewhere, and then of course the door would lock behind you, so you couldn't go and get your loot. So I modded it so that the doors were always unlocked, so that I could go back and get my loot. I am not leaving an area without my loot. I know what you're saying. Why didn't I just mod it so that I can carry infinite things? I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just mod it so you can carry a shit ton of stuff? Because I tend to stay away from mods that change the game significantly. So if a game, I like the idea that you have to go back, that you have to do multiple trips. I once walked from Skyrim, from the top end of Skyrim. What's the city on the upper right of the map? The main city. White's Run? No. Whitehall, White something. Well, anyway, the main city, where the guy gets beheaded right at the beginning when you go in there. I walked from there, over encumbered, all the way down to Whiterun. Because there's some stuff. My main home was in Whiterun, and I wanted to put some stuff in stuff. I like that. I think that's a good mechanic. For what I want, I have to work for it. So to give you infinite carry weight, I think is overly cheaty. And the mods I add tend not to be overly cheaty. I think that when I add a mod, unless they're quest mods, because I do love to play quest mods, I prefer to add a mod that doesn't change how I play the game, but adds more to the game. So I don't think unlocking the alien doors is cheating. Because I think you take over the control room anyway. So why are they locked? Why are they still locked? It makes no sense why these doors are still locked. Whereas in giving myself unlimited carry weight, not good. So yeah, that's what I tend to do. My favourite mod on Skyrim was Train Whiz. So bloody hilarious. Some good bloody mods. I mean, Doom Train was a fantastic mod, and just adding the dwarven trains that would literally just travel around as you walked around the map was genius. And his follower, I actually got his follower. I can't remember what the bloody guy's name was. He was the conductor, isn't he? And shit, now he was nuts. He lagged my system out massively because he used that bloody spell that cast all those trains. But I did enjoy his mods. Didn't do reskin. I tend not to do reskin mods because I like the look largely of the original things. Let's see what else. What other mods did I use? a couple of quest mods. Follower mods, I love follower mods. My favourite follower mod of all time is Willow from New Vegas. That's a fantastic, I mean, she's ridiculously fantastic. It's unfaultable, that mod. Go away, Grandma. I dislike you. Hey, it's supposed to be there. That's not supposed to be there. And so I do love to get a good quest mod. Yeah, Willow was fantastic. She was a really good mod. Ended up having sex with her. Because I gave her pencils. Quite funny. The game, she just get naked and the game would fade out. And it would fade in and you'd get the sexy buff. You get sex buff. You had sex. You're buff. Let's see. My favourite follower in Skyrim, funny enough, was Selena. And they added Selena into the game for the Dawnstar add-on. Loved it. I mean, she was fantastic. I did download mods because I wanted to play Skyrim through on my channel. I still would, but I want to mod it, so I was downloading a load of mods. I think there was 120 in the end, and it was going really well, right up until I did something, and now none of them will work. I don't know which mod it was, but it screwed up all of the others, and I think it left an everlasting effect. So every single time I'd have to get it to work I'd have to reinstall the game, and it was just starting to piss me off. No, I don't want to get rid of all of these, but I can always grow some more. Even one of my favourite mods was the Naruto spells mod by Riverwood. There was a little cave, and you'd go inside the cave, and there would be the Naruto masked little ninjas, and you could buy spells off them. I loved that one. I used to use the Rasengan. I used to go around the thing hitting dragons with Rasengan. Wasn't powerful enough to use the Mega Rasengan or the Shuriken Rasengan. Bugged me because I was like, I want to use this. I still haven't got around to watching the last of Naruto. I must do it. I know it's finished. I got up to where Naruto was fighting Tobi, and then the episode I got up to was the start of the flashback. The flashback of Tobi and Kakashi's youth. That's what I got up to, because I thought, oh my god, another filler, and I stopped, and then it was a year later thing, and then people were saying, oh, it's finished. Did you know it's finished? I was like, no, I didn't know it's finished. Oh, it's finished. Haven't you watched it? No, I haven't watched it. So I'm gonna have to get in that and watch it. I want my mind somewhere over here. I think I don't want it way away from where I currently am. So do it here, I think. Good evening. I have an idea on how the series ended, because it sort of was heading in a direction that I could see coming. So I'm assuming it would end the way I thought. So I must get round to it. For instance, I stopped watching One Piece as well. I got up to One Piece where they just got onto the fire and ice island and found the splitting samurai. Literally just got up to there. They must be way past that, because that was about a year and a half ago. What am I doing? Ah! Yes, that was silly. Shut up. Do something. Leave me alone. sand is going to break. Every single time I do it, there's more sand's going to break. Yeah. That's gravel. Let's fix that. Yes, 2 series I must catch up on. The yeah, get rid of it. Right, I want that there, plop, and then that there, and then this here. So I must remember that I can't break that. I want the sand, so I don't want to use dirt to fill that up, not sand. Excellent. Yeah, doesn't look too fishy. I've been watching an anime called Busen Renkin, Busen Renkin or something. Like arms. What's it mean in English? It means something like alchemy arms or something. And it was quite good. It was very entertaining. You know a good series when you don't want to turn it off. Like you wake up in the morning and you think, I must watch the next episode. I watched a series called Cross Ange, which didn't. I haven't even finished it yet. I still got the last 4 episodes. It was a bit thick. A bit melodramatic. Just a smidgen. Missed a bit. I also watched a series called The Cuticle Detective, which is bloody hilarious. When that thing was absolutely funny. Some of the episodes I was laughing so hard and I choked. I mean, last night I watched the last couple of episodes and there was a joke in one of the episodes that wasn't even that funny. For some reason, I just found it so funny. I don't know what it was now. I'm not going to get out of here, am I? Yes. Yes. Pump. No, that's not bad. That'll do. What other animes was I watching recently? Oh, Breakblade. That was very thick, but you could tell. I mean, it was from the first episode, but it still had its amusing moments, which is why I carried on watching it. That was good. I don't know. I'm wondering whether they're actually going to carry that on now because it sort of just ended. And I would like to see more of it. Not that it matters about monsters, but I need to see what I'm doing. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. 5. Bit too far. Oh no, it's the Get Backers again. But I don't actually have it on it's on my anime drive. And I haven't plugged my anime drive into my computer. It's currently sat on top of my computer. It's really irritating because you can't use drives whilst they're sat on top of your computer. So I do need to do that because I need to watch. I want to watch Get Backers again. That was a good anime. It was good anime. Very, very good. I need to know when I get to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. What level are we at? 40. We need to go get to 11. cannot have holes. Must never have. Really? You useless scumbags. Guy in the shop pissed me off today when I went to pick up my Mega Drive. He says, he says, I'm selling Mega Drive 2s for 30 quid. He says, because they got so many of them. I was like, right, fair enough. eBay probably cost me about the same price, including some shipping. So yeah, go on then, I'll take it. He says, I've got Mega Drives, but they're for 50. I was like, oh, no, Mega Drive 1s. That's the one I used to have as a kid, so I would like it back. But I said, yeah, fine, I'll take the Mega Drive 2. And he says, well, I got a boxed one. He brought one down in hand, no box. And he goes, I got a boxed one, he says, and you can have it for an extra tenner. He says, it's in immaculate condition, boxed. I was like, excellent. Those were his words. Immaculate condition, boxed. Yeah. I was like, oh, excellent. That, immaculate condition, boxed. It's had a good owner. I know it's going to work. It's not just a second-hand one that hasn't got a box. It's a little more assuring. So I said, yeah, great, I'll have that. He comes down with the empty box, puts the one he's already bought down inside it, and I was like, so you didn't have one mint box, excellent boxed. You had a mint box. But by that point, I've already said I'd take it, so I was like, you piece of poop. Not happy chappy was I. But at the end of the day, I've got it back. Now I've got to do is wait for the bloody, wait for the RCA cable to turn up, because of course it came with a TV cable. I hate those old TV cables. So now I have to wait for the RCA cable that I've ordered to arrive. I also have to wait for my SCAR cable for my Xbox to arrive before I can start playing Halo. Halo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I just realised that's wrong, isn't it? I was doing 5s, not 6s. Oh, bollocks. I can also play Dino Crisis 3. Looking forward to that. Do you know how angry I was when Dino Crisis 3 came out only on the Xbox? Oh, fuming. I mean, the fume was never so ing. I like Dino Crisis 1. Very hard game, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. When Dino Crisis 2 came out, it was far more of a action adventure instead of a survival horror. Loved it. I mean, I absolutely adored Dino Crisis 2. And then Dino Crisis 3 came out. I was like, Dino Crisis 3! Xbox only. Oh, the wind was let out of my sails that day, I can tell you. Unhappy chappy. And then for an encore kick in the nuts, for the follow-up, Testicle Invasion, I had they're re-releasing on a musher for the new consoles. Xbox only. Xbox fucking only. And I've been the word I'm looking for. I've been a very, I swear there's, there. No, that's right. I've been a very PlayStation man ever since the very first PlayStation. I used to babysit for someone who had the PlayStation. I used to play it. And then in 1998, for my 18th birthday, my dear mother said, you can either have a party, she said, or you can, I'll buy you the PlayStation 1. Because I lived with her at the time. Because I moved out like the next month, because I was getting ready to move out. And she said, you can either have a party, I'll pay for a party, or you can have the PlayStation 1. Well, at that time, I had, 3 friends? So I was like, well, I'll take the PlayStation, thanks. What's the point of having a party if I don't know enough people to actually have a party with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, see, I knew it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. go and redo all these tortures. So yeah, and then I had my PlayStation. I had my PlayStation. Oh, my PlayStation. And I love my PlayStation. Then the PlayStation 2 came out in 2000, and I loved that. Was it 2001? I swear it was 2000. And I loved that. I got that, and then the PlayStation 3 came out, and my brother bought it for my birthday, and I got that day of. Oh no, I bought that one. I was actually working at the time, and then the PlayStation 4 came out, and my brother bought that for my birthday, for Christmas, and I got that day of, and I've been a PlayStation man ever since. And for them only to be Xboxes, gutting beyond gutting. So I didn't like the Xbox. I hate the Xbox controller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hated the Xbox controller. Couldn't stand it. It's massive and chunky and unwieldy. And I know what you're thinking, but you're going to have to use the Xbox controller to play Halo. No, I'm not, because I have purchased the converter, so that it allows either GameCube, PS1, or something else to work on the Xbox. So I'm going to use a PS1 controller on the Xbox, not the Xbox controller on the Xbox. Cost me a fair bit, but it's well worth it because I really hate the Xbox controller. I also disliked the GameCube controller. I really do. I thought the GameCube controller sucked. So I've actually got... Ooh, Jesus. Whatever that noise was coming from. I've actually got the converter for that as well. So I can use a PlayStation controller on that. Now get this though. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for this? I despise, with a vengeance, the PS4 controller. I really can't stand the PS4 controller. It irritates the crap out of me. I actually prefer the Xbox One controller. How insane is that? I'm going to leave that there so that I know it's there. Yeah, I actually prefer the Xbox One controller. I use the Xbox One controller from PC to play my Steam games. And... give me a second before I continue this thought. I need to know what I'm doing. It's this way, isn't it? I need to go. Basically. Yeah. So I use my Halo Wars, or whatever it is, controller for my Steam games. Then I use it's I don't know. I dislike where the analog sticks are. I dislike the fact that they're ones. It's like a cockeyed controller. I really do. I don't like that. But it fits because the Xbox controllers from the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One, they've been slowly getting smaller. It's like they've been losing weight, and the 360 controller was smaller than the giant thing. This one's even nicer. It fits in your hand nice. I still don't like the analog sticks where the analog sticks are, but the controller fits in your hand a lot nicer. So I'm actually doing the 3x3. I said I wouldn't do that, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So yeah. I hate the PlayStation 4 controller. It's really weird. It doesn't fit in it to me. Whereas the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2, which were practically the same controls, and then the PlayStation 3 was practically the same controller. The PlayStation 4 controller doesn't quite fit in the hand properly. I find myself gripping it a lot tighter than any other controller. I find myself really gripping it very hard when I'm playing Black Ops, because I play Black Ops 3 on the weekend. With mates, and I don't know, even though the thumbsticks are in the right place and all the buttons, everything is right, the controller doesn't feel right in my hand. It doesn't grip right. I thought, ooh, diamond. I don't like it. 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 So if I could find a person who mods PlayStation 4 controller into a PlayStation 3 housing, I would kiss them around the chops. Ooh, hello, what's this? I mean, there would be chop kissing from my good self. I would love them, and I would love them until the police were called. But as far as I can tell, nobody's done it. I assume. I breathed in and spit again at the same time.